Hello, everybody, and welcome to our podcast today. We have a really great topic that we want to discuss, and we think that you'll be interested to kind of participate and be a part of this because we want to know.
Yep.
Meredith and I want to hear from you, but we also want you to hear from us. Okay, what is it about a puppy that makes you choose them? I mean, how do you pick a puppy when they're all so cute?
That's a question we get on the daily. Many times a week we're asked that because, of course, they're cute, but you got to get past the cute.
You've got to, because a pretty face is a pretty face. But then if there's something else that is not going to work for you, you're going to forget that. It's going to be easily forgotten when you don't have the right personality or energy level or temperament. So I'm going to hold a puppy, and Meredith has both of these cuties.
My mic a little bit. Is that okay, Will?
Yeah, that'll be okay.
Just so they can see the cuties.
Oh my gosh, look at them, how cute. So, if I was looking at these two puppies, I mean, I'm absolutely thinking they're stunning. When they both came in the room, I was like, my gosh, they're so cute. I mean, those faces are so cute. So I would have a real hard time with this litter because the first thing I do for me is I look at the head. I'm a head person, and I love the eyes and the ears and how they're set. And so let's look at the camera. All right, this is complicated for me because these puppies both have very nice heads. Okay, move that over so you can see those very nice heads. Can you see them? They both have great heads, little short noses, blocky, and I'm going to probably go, okay, there's this one and this one. If I'm just going by looks right now, I'm going to have a really hard time because these puppies are equally beautiful. Equally beautiful. Little red tag girl here. She's got a very, very short nose, a very round teddy bear head, very blocky looking. He's slippery. I'm actually going to take my finger and put it in there because there's so much fluff. I want to see where the stop is on each of these puppies. And they're probably both about the same place. So for these two puppies, I definitely would want to see the temperament test and the temperament evaluation. I'm also going to look at their bite. I'm going to see their little bite because as far as bites go, they don't really make a difference as far as the dog's life or what role he can be, like a companion or service or therapy dog. But some people are very OCD about perfect bites, and some are like, that's not a deal breaker for me.
Right.
It probably would be for me because I'm a dental hygienist, and so I like teeth that look good. And when my kids' bite were off, I made sure that I went and had, braces and everything, so I would care about that. What about you?
I wouldn't care about that. As long as it didn't affect their health, I kind of like crooked teeth.
Well, you liked because about that bite, how it makes their face look.
A lot of times if their bite is a little bit off, you're going to get a cuter facial expression. You're going to get a poutier lip a lot of times, just a little bit boxier. Even my little schnoodle, he has kind of like different lengths of his canine, and I just think it is so cute because he's one that, like, when he runs, it looks like he's smiling. So I get to see him a lot. I'm like, I just love everything about you and your crooked little teeth.
Oh, I love that.
It's so cute. But when you're dealing with two who to me are equally cute,
I'm right here.
Slippery.
It is slippery.
Equally cute.
Yeah.
Let's say that all things are equal in the way of good health, size, and all of that, then I would have to spend time with both of these.
Yeah, it would be temperament. It would have to come down to temperament for these puppies, but generation and coat is an important factor for many people, and also size. So if I really wanted the puppy that was a little bigger, or I like bigger and stockier, I would then go, okay, well, who's the biggest? And right now, I think it's this baby is the biggest. What do you think?
It's hard to tell. Will that one stand up? Maybe a little, just
Yeah,
I mean,
she feels a little bigger. This one feels a little shorter, but this might be the reason. That might be what somebody else is looking for.
Yeah.
But when I think about a puppy, I think about desserts. You know, you go and you look at all the great desserts, and it's really hard to choose one because they're all sweet and they're all good. Well, look at this. That's kind of how it is with the puppies. They're all so sweet. It's very hard to decide. And I think you have to really get into who tugs your heart.
Yeah, who's a personal connection.
Yeah.
Of course, there's factors you have to consider as a pet owner or pet owner to be. You've got to be ready to take care of them. You have to consider if you have allergies or somebody in your family has allergies. Like, you have to consider everyone in the household.
Yeah. Who's going to be around that
Not
baby?
just yourself, because if you're like, I'm fine, but my kid's struggling over here, then that's not going to end well. So in that instance, you're going to have to consider coat type and generation as a top priority. And, well, absolutely, and breed. Thankfully, a lot of people get to come to us and our puppies who have allergies and do okay. But there are some things that you're forced to consider that maybe if you don't deal with any of those issues, then it's a personal connection, a personal preference. You know, how are they with you? Is there that one thing that just touched your heart? You're like, oh gosh, I gotta have that.
When clients would call me when I was working in the office as an adoption specialist, and they were like, I just don't know. I really don't know which puppy. And we would start with, okay, first, because many people that come to us, they have allergies. And so like she was addressing, it's like, well, do you have allergies in the home? Is that an issue? And if so, what degree of allergies? So we want to determine that, because that's going to right there, it's going to rule out, you know, a couple of these, you know.
Yeah.
A couple of generations. It might even rule out the Goldendoodle, depending on how severe. Like my son, Lucas, has dog allergies. And really and truly, F1s should be ruled out. But as he got older, he ended up living with an F1, you know.
He outgrew them, I guess.
Yeah, he outgrew them. But we want to know what degree of allergy. Once we determine that, then we say, okay, now let's talk about the family, the dynamics. What is it that you want in a puppy? What's your vision? If it's like, I want a couch potato, it's just me, or just me and my partner, and we just want to lay around and chill out, and we're not super active. So I sure don't want a dog that is. That matters. Energy level.
It does. Yes, it does. You could be ready to run a marathon with a family who's not ready to even take a walk.
That's right. And when we do prep school videos, a lot of times I'll ask Charles almost every time on a scale of 1 to 10, what is the energy level of this puppy? Because that matters. And higher energy puppies or service dog candidates, they have higher energy because they have a lot to do and they've got to be able to do the job. But I don't want a service dog candidate if I don't have to have one, you know, necessarily, because unless I'm willing to go out and do the work.
If you're going to do the work and make them the best that they can be, then absolutely, because they're going to be really cool, but you got to put the work in to get them there.
And they'll get bored easy.
And then a bored puppy becomes a very creative puppy. You're going,
it's like,
oh my
okay,
gosh.
I've got to find something to do while they're not here, so I'm going to go get that toilet paper roll and decorate the house with it.
Yes, exactly.
And that is true. So we think about that. All right, so once I get past that, then I want to ask the question, gender. Is gender an issue? And some people, it's like, no. Some are like, all I've ever had is boys my whole life, and that's all I want. And then I ask why. Like, why?
And then you typically don't have a good reason other than, it's just what I know.
Yeah,
it's just what I've always had.
That's the only thing I've ever been around, and that's all my mama had, or my daddy said they were the best. But really and truly, when you spay and neuter the puppies, especially earlier, it does de-sex them in a sense, so you don't really have to get caught up in that. But if gender's an issue, we gotta consider that. And then after gender, I think sizes can be a big deal. Size, especially, you know, if you do have physical limitations and you're going to need, at times you're probably going to need to, you know, pick your puppy up, whether it's to bathe them, get them in the car, something like that. So you need to consider that if you physically have limitations.
You may spatially have limitations.
Like your apartment or a condo or something like that has limits.
Maybe not limits that you want, but maybe where you live, they have limits. And you don't want to force it to where then you're in a situation where either you're having to get rid of your pet or move. Let's get the size right first so you can avoid all of that. Research those things before you jump in, fall in love with a puppy, and then you haven't fully done your due diligence to see if it's going to work where you live. Also, do they have enough room to get those energy burns out? Puppies need that, especially while they're developing. They need the opportunity to explore, to really, have a place where they can freely roam and play and engage. That's what helps them develop properly. It also helps them get tired properly, take naps
burn
properly.
Don't get the zoomies.
So that's very important too.
Yeah, so you start thinking through the process and you start thinking, okay, we've got this decided. I know my allergy level, I can have any dog or I need that. We're going to decide the breed, the size, the gender, the energy level. And then we need to think about the coat type. I mean, coat type's important because, doodles need to have coat maintenance, but maybe a more plush coat that's got a lot of curl and thick and very fleecy, you're gonna have to, make sure that you have the time to comb them and make sure that you can do that. So maybe an F1B generation that's more plush and curly, you're gonna just make sure you run the comb. It's not a tremendous amount of work, but they are gonna need regular maintenance. But maybe a F1 with a loose wavy coat or a sporty coat is going to have little to no maintenance.
Right.
What have you noticed between yours that you have? Because you've got 3 different coat types going on.
I really do. And I would say maintenance wise, my F1 is the easiest.
Okay.
I had an F1B that had the most curls she could possibly fit on her little body.
Yeah.
Curly. That one was also very easy in that she never did she shed.
Yeah.
But also it's like she was great until the moment she wasn't, and then she'd have to be stripped down.
Yeah.
But the maintenance in between was very minimal.
But that was probably you because her
I'm
lifestyle.
bad at yeah. I'm not gonna sit and brush a dog every day, but and she wasn't very easily matted, but the length would get just long enough to where it's like, okay, you've got to address it. But that was literally only about every 3 or 4 months.
So you went 3 or 4 months doing nothing and then strip them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But your F1,
that's my
you don't really have to
strategy.
do that.
No, I mean, he could go a lot longer, and then I'll do that. That's my strategy. Let him go, be beautiful till you gotta strip him.
And she doesn't mind them just being stripped and whatever. I don't have that strategy, okay?
A lot of people don't. I do.
I have Fletcher, who is an F1B. He's very big, bigger than Ruthie was. And I make sure that I get him at least once a week combed out really good and groomed. Now, I could go longer for the grooming, but the combing out, I cannot.
Yeah.
And so, now what about having the schnoodle?
Now, my schnoodle, he's the smallest, and he's easier to maintain because he is like scoopable. I can just scoop him up, put him in my lap. Yeah. And he has a softer coat, and you can brush. So I will brush through him because that softer, finer coat, it will get those little tangles in it. But they're easy.
Cottony.
Yeah, very cottony.
Just comb them out.
And you just comb them out. Use that metal comb typically, and it comes right out. So he's easier.
I thought, do you think because Ruthie was chocolate, and then Porter is black, and then Tug is lighter, can you see it more in a lighter dog? And
I guess maybe so.
So in a darker dog, you don't see
you don't see it on Porter, but you can kind of tell with Tug, and maybe it's also his texture. Yeah. Like if he has a tangle, like it's gonna stick out.
Yeah.
It kind of sticks up or whatever. So maybe it is just easier for me. Oh, you need a brushing. I can see. I see your tangles from here.
You got the nappy head going on. So you got to think about that. You got to think about the coat type and what you want to put into it. And do realize though, when you adopt a puppy, like I was telling Natalie, my daughter, who just got her 5th one. Now she doesn't count her as 1/5,
Yeah,
but
she
she
says
thinks
4
she's
and a
got
half.
4 in 1/3.
Yes.
Because teeny
She's
is teeny
little.
teeny. But remember this, hopefully they're going to be with you for 12, 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
I mean, London is 15 and a half, and Ruthie was how old?
She was right at her 15th birthday.
Yeah.
Before she passed away, but Millie is 14 and a half.
Yeah. So think about your age right now. And I mean, for me, I'm fixing to have a birthday, but if you're in your 60s and you're getting a big dog that hopefully you're going to have at 75, you might, even though want a big dog at 60, you might be wishing you had a smaller dog.
Yeah.
At 75. So you got to think about your age, your family, all the dynamics there. And then you've got to make that wise decision. What is it? And at the end of the day, you don't choose so much with your eyes. You have to choose with your heart. You have to be drawn, because that is a love connection. That is a family member that you get to actually choose.
I have learned, or I think I have seen oftentimes in the years, that the clients or the people who fixate too much on their checklist are the ones that have the hardest time adopting a puppy and feeling like it's right. So I think it's very good to have an idea of what you want, but when you're so committed to the list that you're not willing to look outside of the boundaries of that a little bit, then I really see too many clients limit themselves. You could have everything. Oh, I love this puppy and I just feel like that's the one, but it's not a girl, or it's not dark enough, or those little things. I go, oh, you're making a big mistake, but it's your mistake to make.
Yes.
But obviously we are here and very passionate about helping you, because we've seen it. This is our world. We have seen it day in and day out. And this could be maybe your first, second, or maybe third time dealing with picking a puppy. So let us help you. We have good insight and we can help navigate that. But I always encourage, don't get too stuck on all of your boxes that you have to check, because puppies will blow it away. They'll be like, forget that, it's me. It's me in your heart. Let's do this. And you're like, okay. That's how I was with Tug. I've experienced it myself, and it's true. You just got to trust that feeling.
It works too. And I will say, if you're uncertain, put them in 4 weeks, at minimum 4 weeks of prep school, because in our prep school program, you have up until the first block to change your mind, maybe say, I don't know what I was thinking. I've watched 4 videos now and I'm just not connecting like I thought I would, or I don't like something I'm seeing, or it's just not connecting. I just feel something. You have up until the 4th week to switch that over. The puppy's not home with you, so you haven't betrayed the puppy. The puppy hasn't
doesn't know you yet. That's a good point, because then people feel like they have to stay with the puppy and say, oh, am I doing wrong by the dog? No, we make sure the dog is fine. That's not your job at that point.
That is absolutely true. And so you can kind of have a little extra time there. But at the end of the day, we're going to be here with you. We're going to answer your questions. We're going to try to take as much, media. We have virtual visits, so you can kind of meet puppies if you just feel like, I need 2 of them to go side by side, and I need you to play with these 2 puppies, and I am so in love with both of them, I can't tell. And then there will be something that will just
stand out,
touch your heart, and you'll go, that's it. That's what happens when people come. And you can schedule a visit by all means. We are the breeder that let people come. Now, we have a special place for you to meet puppies that's a secure location, that's clean and secure for our puppies, so they're not getting overly exposed and things like that to outside things. Because typically when people visit, they're like 7 weeks old, 8 weeks old, so they're
so young.
They're not fully vetted yet, but they're on their way, So anyway, okay, if you're watching this and you're like, well, this is my thing, this is how I chose my puppy, I want you all to put it below. Show us your puppy and tell us why you chose that puppy. What was it about that puppy that just got your heart right there? A lot of times it's like what Meredith said or what Taylor said or what I saw.
Yeah,
with
what
y'all.
you saw and they were able to, they're like, that's my story exactly. Or you said something that resonated with me and I just knew at that moment. So, and we don't know who we're talking to, but we always know that we're talking to somebody specific. Especially when puppies have a unique story themselves. We just know there's somebody that's going to listen and they've been waiting for that specific story of a puppy, and we love those connections.
And Meredith loves them a lot because she likes to do the videos and really connect with you, the heartwarming stories.
Yeah.
And when you have made that connection, and then we hear back later about what this dog meant to you and how it changed your world and your life, those are the stories we want to hear from you. So always send them in. Let us know. Attention to Meredith, because Meredith is wanting to follow up and put that out there and write a story about you and your special relationship. And you get to hear a lot of them.
Yeah, it's really sweet, very heartwarming and encouraging, not just for us, but for other people to hear that. That's why I want to tell them, because it really helps the people that follow us, other clients that are in a similar position, to hear from you. It's one thing to hear from us, but to hear from y'all is just very, very valuable. And it's sweet stories.
And we're here for you. You can speak to your adoption specialist. And if you have any questions or any specifics that you need to know about your puppy, please ask. We know the puppies. We're with the puppies. We're hands-on with them. And we can tell you, we can answer your questions as much as possible. And then our temp test is there for you as well. But we're here for you to help match you. Our goal here is that everybody has the puppy of their dream, and everybody's dream's different, and everybody's vision is unique and special. So, post below, call us, ask the questions, reach out to us, right?
Do definitely reach out to us. So in the few minutes, have you decided who you would pick?
Well, because I've been hanging on to this puppy and she's kissed me a lot, I've already made a connection with her.
I know, but if we switch.
Yeah, what would I do?
I know.
Yeah.
Me too, because I'm like, I love this one, but I keep watching that one. But I can see that one's face more, and that eye contact will get you. And I'm like, ooh,
yeah.
I don't know who I would pick.
Initially, when you walked in, this was the one just by first impression, and that was going to be my one. And then I started hanging out with her, and I was like, gosh, I really like her.
They're really cool.
Her personality. So see, it really matters to see them in action, to see their little personality. They're all unique and special.
It's nap time.
That's it. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed our little segment today, our little podcast. We'll be back with many more in the future. Stay tuned, follow us, like us, subscribe, and keep watching, because we always have those sweet puppy moments that will just brighten your day.
And tell us your strategy for picking a puppy. We want to hear from you.
Okay.
Y'all have a good day.
Bye.